Never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families and the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Oh, good morning, everybody. I say that just because it's a Saturday, although that doesn't seem to mean much anymore. The revolution knows no weekends, at least not that I'm aware of. A lot of rallies happen on weekends, right? So, yay. Okay, never mind. Forget Saturday. It's not worth anything. How are you all doing? Like 23 people waiting. That's huge. That's huge. Brom, hey, Michael Stapleton, Celtic Barb, Density, Al. Yeah, we're going to talk, Al. I know. You're feeling about awake. We'll talk about that. Hey, Darcy. Nice to see you. Eco, I hear you're going to be up for the event. That's cool. A lot of flies in here today because it's really cold outside and really warm in here. So lots of flies. It's exciting.
Good boy.
Yeah. Hey, Laura. We got the normal crew here. We got the lovely Laura live and good with us. Hi, Laura.
Good morning, everyone from sunny California.
Yes,
Good to be
thank you.
here.
And
One day I can work in my jammies.
Yeah, you have to. It's freaking cold. And Marcus Krantz, thank you for joining us from Germany. Also cold, right?
Yes, it is also cold. The same temperatures like in at your place.
Yes.
We compare it. And good morning, Laura. Good morning, John. And of course, good morning, America. Last week you missed my call.
Yes. Marcus was out playing
did.
sick.
Yeah, it was not very very bad, but it was a good time for a break and to get on the feet again.
Well, glad you're back. Thank you. Good to have you with us, Laura, as always. All right, everybody, who do we got here? Hey, Audrey and Jeffrey Pearson. Kind words the other day. Thank you so much. I saw them in comments. And to those of you who commented on my first promo before I deleted it, thank you. Those were nice comments, too. I had go to uphillmedia.com, and we don't actually own the .com of Uphill Media, so that was really dumb. So I had to change that real quick. And I knew it right after. I was like, oh, look, there's the mistake I missed in the thing. Anyway, I saw a bunch of other people, Melissa Age, and there's a lot of people, Celtic Barb, hi. People I haven't seen in a long time. Nice to have you here. If I missed your name, I'm very sorry. Kendra, how are you? Jilly Love, good to see you. We got stuff to talk about. The cover, though, I love that cover. I may not believe in the flat earth theory. I think it's hilarious, but I love their pictures. I think their pictures are really cool. I mean, that's the cover, right? Wouldn't it be great to find out that the earth really is floating around in a dome thing like that? That would be cool. It would. My question, as I posed to Marcus, and I will pose now to all of you, what difference would it make what shape the fucking earth is at all?
It's dying.
Right.
Yes.
With climate change. Fine, it's a square, it's a dodecahedron. I don't give a shit. What, pick the D&D dice. But does it matter? If we're dying, if fossil fuels are still destroying it, we're still under an oppressive regime no matter what shape the earth is. So can we move on to something that's actually important? That's my message. Anyway, they had here's the thing. Here's the article. They had an actual convention. This place, the Space Academy, reported on it. There were like 400 people there. The more hilarious thing is, I watched a little bit of it. You want to watch this YouTube video if you actually want to see any of the insanity. I do not. It was too funny. But here's just a quote. Oh, here's from one of the guys, one of the experts at this, because people were questioning. I was wondering, people like Elon Musk, who founded the SpaceX program, all right, and the guy Sergeant what's his name? His sergeant is the dude they're talking to. Says, what if they produce a rocket capable of reaching the dome? Are they going to strike it and immediately explode? So they actually believe there's a friggin' dome just ridiculous. And the guy says, okay, officially, Elon Musk, anything that man says is an outright lie. Well, that covers it. I thought he should have said a flat out lie because that would have been punny. Right?
Dang.
You know? And he needs a little because he's fucking ridiculous. Go ahead.
But the question is, what would happen if the dome gets destroyed? Then we all will die.
All right.
We can, yeah.
Well, in that sense, I think he's right. We do have a dome. It's called the atmosphere. It's round, but that's okay if you want to think. I mean, even your dome is spherical in your picture. Yeah. It's not like a cube, like a glass sitting over the top of our flat Earth there, like we're a terrarium or something, right? So, if our atmosphere goes...
It is exactly like this, John.
It is? Oh, I didn't realize that. Apologies. I didn't realize it. Well, that's odd. Oh, look, Milo's trying to come in. I knew this was going to happen. Miller's trying to come in. He's outside.
Go
Very
ahead.
cold. I
Go
should
ahead.
let
Let him in. It's cold outside.
Well,
I want Milo to be cold.
Here, hang on. I got to show you. Well, we'll put on a...
Have a heart, let him in.
Yeah, Milo's coming. Here, while I go let Milo in, you can all hang your heads in sadness.
Yes.
AC/DC.
Too bad. And 64, and if you know that he was aged 54 when he had to leave AC/DC because he got dement, and for 10 years in this state. Yes, it's a terrible story for one of the greatest rhythm guitarists in my opinion.
Yeah. It's sad. So he's gone. I was looking at it because I was thinking, if you're gonna go, every way is horrible, but having witnessed cancer and like bodily that way, I'm thinking mind is better. That's just me personally. I'm sure other people have had different experiences that would feel differently. All right. Now we'll talk about Jerry Brown in a minute. What a dickhead, Jerry Brown. I want to remind you all that we have Kathy Thomas coming up on, is it Monday?
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We the Peeps.
Then we'll have a break. On Wednesday because it's the night before Thanksgiving, and we all need a break.
Yes.
And we're getting ready for Portland.
Getting ready for Portland, which is in 8 days, and freaking my shit. Yeah.
We'll do it. Eco's asking, I hear there's a lot of people coming. I saw, quite a few answering on Facebook events. So it looks like we're going to have a crowd.
I think so. I'm
looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I just want I want the technology to go good. I want I'm weary of that. I have to leave here and go to Ashley's today quickly to work on the tech and figure out what's going on there. Make sure it's all working right. So, yeah, I'm just nervous. That's all. No big deal. It's just former Senator Anita Turner and a whole bunch of other people. A lot of people's time, stuff. We're only working with prosumer gear. Someday we'll be able to afford the $1 million Sony stuff. Anyway, that's coming up. Excited for that. And we'll be sharing with you a deck of slides. I'm going to tell you the most wonderful thing ever for all of you. If you use Google Slides, which is a wonderful way to make graphics, if you're working for a campaign and you don't have a lot, you don't have anybody with Photoshop or anybody with those skills, just use Google Slides and then get the add-on that allows you to download all the slides in bulk, but as separate images. It's beautiful. It's like a godsend to slide makers everywhere. So all of the slides that we did for the town hall, I didn't do. I had like 2 slides. Everybody else has been working on them. The content team with Marcus and have been doing these slides. I think Lynn Vermont did the majority of the.
Vermont did all the new
Wow,
slides. She did a great job.
And we've got other ones that are coming in on these beautiful templates that Ashley made. And now I can download them as images, throw them up in a Google photo album so you guys can share them, or just share the whole thing. I mean, these are graphics we can push out to celebrate wins, because they're all wins of mostly progressive. I know some people would argue that some of them are just Democrats, but in that case, we'll just take a Democrat over a Republican. Yeah, I will. Yep.
Well, when you're flipping a state or a county or a city, that means something.
Right.
So
Yes.
Exactly.
we'll take it. We'll take
Exactly.
it.
Look at it from that standpoint. It's a strategy move. Doesn't represent our best option, but hey, right? We take it. All right. So Jerry Brown made a deal with the Clintons to get elected. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of reasons. Jerry Brown is sucking fossil fuel. That's basically he loves the fossil fuel industry. He makes a lot of money there.
Yeah.
With Bill and Hillary, right? All right, so Malcolm Young is gone. That's sad. We have Kathy Thomas on Monday. We have Nina Turner coming up on the 26th, and then we have a break, right? Wednesday. Then we have December 3rd, right?
No, we've got Pete D'Alessandro from Iowa on that Monday, the 27th,
Yeah.
and Tim Canova
we
on
do?
the 29th.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I gotta.
Yeah.
Dang, we got a lot. That's in the slides. I gotta put that up for that. Well, I'll show you that at the end, everybody. We've got the schedule that Laura Livengood's been cranking on and making me work all this extra time. Wah. We were just discussing butthurt. Wah. And how it is not. Just want to clear this up, especially for my cousin Bobby. I'm just going to say this right now. I never thought that the term butthurt was offensive to the LGBTQ community because it was never meant to be, because it was created well before that, I think. So, and then we looked it up, and it has nothing to do with it. So if you look up the definition of it, it just means to be remarkably, stupidly, outrageously offended over something. Like a kid, like a child, which is where I thought it came from. Butthurt, right? Like your parents spanked you because you were a dumbass. Because in the 70s, parents spanked their kids. My parents did that. Anyway. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that because I like that term butthurt, right? Because a lot of people have that these days. Like you're getting overly offended at something stupid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Causes a lot of problems.
Yes. On the other hand, hey Phil Britton, that was a name I thought I didn't mention. How you doing? All right, so we're going to talk about the Awake Show, which I know Al, you posted. Many other people have said, it sucks. It's only once a week, and it feels like we're losing our flow and everything. And that's just because we have all these new shows that are going to happen, right? I just reached out to Amy Villela and her team, and they're really excited about doing a Progressive Nevada. We've got Adriel Hampton and Gail McLaughlin and crew working on Progressive California. We've got a group of people forming to work on Progressive North Carolina. And I know I'm missing the state. Washington. We've got Progressive Washington. Thanks to Supreet, who reached out to us, who's super cool. And we're going to do a live stream up there with them, I think, in
January.
Is it January? January. Something else happening in February. We aren't really even advertised right now. Right? We're not even advertised. I mean, by the way, when you see it, we'll be in the newsletter for our revolution. Mm-hmm. I don't know when that actually goes out, but when it goes out, there'll be a link to us, which will mean that'll be when the website's down. But that there's we're not even advertised yet, and we got all these people coming at us going, let's do this, let's do this. I'm like, that's great, because that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit here and be the D-grade Jon Stewart and entertain and talk about this stuff with you guys. I love our conversations, but in terms of practicality and value to the revolution, it's really more value to us, and that's cool. But I wanted to do something that we've been wanting to do this forever. This has been a goal. Here we are.
Well, what's great about these shows too is that they are unifiers, because they're Bernie Kratz and our revolution, and all these different groups are getting excited about that and contributing to it. And we can be a hub of communications for diverse groups. In the fact that we've got now California, Oregon, Washington, and Nevada, that's a great base to grow from, and those can cross-pollinate a lot. And hopefully we can start getting a duplicate energy blocks going on the East Coast. But it's really exciting. And what Adriel Hampton is doing for his first couple topics for Progressive California, which will start in December 3rd, I think.
Sooner than I was thinking. That's supposed to be
he's got agendas. He's talking about what it's going to be, and when the 3rd is going to be tech in for the revolution, and how campaigns can use the technology that's out there effectively. And I think the next one on the 10th, he's going to be talking about the whole net neutrality vote that comes up that following week in Congress, and we'll be talking about that because we have a lot of Silicon Valley energy, obviously, in California, and I believe Ro Khanna is going to come on and talk about that on the 10th. So this is interesting stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all gels in 2018 because we're ready. Almost.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's right. I mean, I'm excited. My attitude today might seem a little drained, and that's just because I'm really tired. Because there's a lot that needs to happen to put this event on the 26th together. A lot of first-time stuff. And once we get the first-time stuff out of the way, the next time we'll have all this stuff ready to go. And it's creating all the initial documents and spreadsheets and forms and getting our shit together and figuring out all, that's because this is the first one this big. And it's taking a lot of people. Like we got, you want to talk about unity. We got people working from multiple groups, caucuses, our revolution, different groups. Laura Livengood, Marcus Krantz involved with this. But it's amazing. It's amazing how much work is going into putting this together and how cool it's going to be. I really, really want it to be successful. So after this, we'll all go, right, take a nice break. I didn't know Adria was actually planning on broadcasting that on the 3rd. That'll be fun.
Well, he's broadcasting his itinerary, so I'm assuming that is going to happen. We've put out the challenge, so maybe we need to have another meeting now.
I don't get. Look, that's right. I'm up for that. I'm going to show you something else that has me excited about that too. This out of the Sam Ronan campaign, and that's the Our Voice candidate directory, right? Which I like because I know all of our individual groups have, they all have their lists of their candidates that they're supporting. And then you can go to giant databases like VoteSmart and get everybody. But if you want a progressive list, I think this is where we go. I like this. And Sam's, I'm a web developer, so I'm a little picky about it. The website's good. It's not difficult to navigate. You can read it. It's clear. I like their setup for candidates. You can easily add a candidate. This is a great way. I'd like you guys to support this because it takes a lot of effort to put together something like this that actually functions. There's a lot of content that needs to be written, a lot of code that needs to be written, a lot of graphics that need to be created, right? So,
and keep in mind that this is not a comprehensive directory yet.
No.
The candidates need to add themselves.
Right.
There's plenty in there and plenty more adding. But the first thing I saw when he posted it was people complaining about the people that weren't in it yet. It's like, they have to add themselves.
And you can add. Like, you don't have to be the candidate to add. You have to. I don't even know what the criteria is, but, help them out. Share this with the candidates. If you see somebody not in here, let's get them in here.
I think they want the candidate or a candidate's proxy to approve it would be appropriate.
Right. It'd be
But yeah, in fact, I'll put the link to it in chat, guys. You can take a look.
Great.
Because Sam's been working really hard on this.
Yeah, and I like it. I think it's great. This is the kind of thing, this kind of unity effort that we need.
And that's what he's trying to do.
Unlike this, I just got to share that Jerry Brown. I'm not gonna. I should have had you make a damn meme, Marcus. Did you guys see this? This was in Germany, right? This is in Bonn, right?
Yes, it is not far from my place. It is in the same state. And Jerry Brown, he's a politician who knows how to speak to people.
Right. You guys saw this story, right? Where he basically told them, "We'd like to put you in the ground."
Yes,
what
exactly.
A nice thing. What a nice statement from Jerry.
But in general, all the thing what happened in Bonn, in my opinion, it was a waste of time because you saw, for example, Emmanuel Macron stepping up and declaring that that France would take over the part of America once they are out of this climate thingy, and it is only ridiculous. Some ridiculous millions, and he is promising a coal-free France and stuff, and this is all easily done because if in France they are only having 3 or 4 coal-based plants running there, and all the other stuff is doing by nuclear power plants, And this makes it easy for him to step up, and I don't like his attitude that he lets himself celebrate now as a new hero of the climate changes. And the complete thingy led to nowhere. There's nothing with substance, and in my opinion, it was a waste of time.
That's interesting. That's an interesting take on it, because I even though Macron may be full of shit when it comes to environment, he's way ahead of the curve compared to the United States, right? And he does show leadership in that regard. I mean, okay, you got your nuclear, but you burn 95% cleanly. France cleanly burns 95% of its garbage. Only 5% is toxic waste that goes in the ground. They got rid of landfill use completely. And they use what are called thermal oxidizers to burn all of that or crack it down into base elements, which I think was brilliant. Right? So, I mean, they have done a lot of, and they've got all the initiatives. I mean, so in other words, you're right, but this is where it gets into that gray area. It's like, well, don't we want to encourage that, at least that behavior here, you know?
Yeah, but the solution cannot be to go into nuclear energies again. And this all the promises, they're only a small change in the end effect, and it only helps him to get more and more prominent. But there's no substance behind it. You know, this is my opinion.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. It's different perspectives. I'm not lucky enough to be in Europe. I'll take it that way. I just want to comment on something I see here. Alpha Grey Knight, you're commenting a lot. Hi, how are you doing? Hey, Pat Hacker. You're making comments about Discord. Familiar with it? Used it? Tried it? Have an account with it? It's neat. We use Slack. Do kind of the same thing you're talking about there. And the entire revolution runs on Slack. You won't find a progressive organization that doesn't have a Slack. It's kind of the preferred method. And there's even a Slack top level to interconnect Slacks. So I actually looked at using Discord for this as a means of backroom comm. And I would do it again if I had the time to look into it. I might implement it, but right now is not a good time. But I appreciate the suggestion, and yeah, Discord is interesting. Just want to throw that out there. Looks like a laundry room. What looks like a laundry room? Pat? My room?
They're talking about Marcus's.
Marcus's? Really? It's very white and clean. It does.
Like it.
Yeah. He said, Iko says you need a sunflower picture for your room.
Okay, I'll make a screenshot and cut it out and put it on the wall. Thank you, Iko.
Phil Britton needs a quick definition of Slack and Discord. Phil, you've heard us talk about Slack a bazillion times.
Yeah.
It's like a private social media platform where everybody joins and talks on different channels and has different conversations going and shares links and pictures and thoughts. And that's where we have meetings. And
hey, Natalie.
And Discord is a similar thing. That tends to be more on the gamer side. Was my understanding.
Yeah, because it also allows for voice, for a low latency, low bandwidth voice, which I thought would be really cool for us to use in broadcast. But it's also tricky when you're doing a broadcast like this. So I was like, until I had somebody else working with me here, I wasn't going to mess with Discord because it adds more complication. And Phil, and the other thing, just to clarify, everybody, you don't join our Slack. We invite you to it. All Slacks are controlled by somebody who has to send out an invite to you. All right. So
don't go to Slack and search for us and try and come in that way, because that won't work.
Exactly. There's not like a big Slack directory of things. It's just an invite only. If you want to come into our Slack, everybody's welcome. Right. We have channels for doing different things, and if you want to volunteer your time and get involved in certain stuff, please let us know. But we're also not a organization that's out there chasing talent. Right. So we expect the people to come in. If you're just going to come in and hang out and be with the family, totally awesome. You want to come in and hang out and actually do stuff, then let us know, because then we can direct you. We're back. We should be back. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that was. That's happened a couple times now. Brom, I gotta rebuild that machine. Just haven't had time to do it. It said there was a problem with hardware. Streaming stopped. Yeah, and then it came back.
Just for a few seconds. Okay. All right, we're cool.
However, I will tell you that the internet problem has been solved, mostly. And, yeah, mostly. Other hardware issues. So Comcast still not being the best. Comcast, pain in the ass. Anyway, I totally lost what I was talking about because we crashed. What the hell was I talking about? Doesn't matter now.
of us can remember.
None of us
We're
can
in the
remember.
moment.
Wow, it was like 48 people this morning. Holy shit. Yes, thank you. It's the new machine is one piece, but I got to get out of this building. I eventually got to get this thing out of here. Hey, Barb. How you doing? Glitch in the Matrix. They were running the Matrix the other day.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about Discord and Slack.
Discord and Slack. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So if you want to join, and we'll get you involved.
If you want to help, I mean, if you want to be one of our news gleaners, or if you want to help with research, or if you want to see kind of what goes on behind the scenes and know a little bit more about what we're doing, because I realize that if we only talk to you guys once a week, you may not even have a sense of all the stuff that's going on. You would know if you were in Slack.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's yeah. And right now what we really need is people working with content teams, because we have a lot of shows that we're going to be putting on, a lot of new stuff. And I'd love to do more, and I will, as long as I know that we have the support staff to make it happen, right? And that we're not leaving a select few individuals with the bulk of a ton of work, right? That's what I really need, is we need to divide and conquer, because putting on one program, one hour program, is a lot of work. Doing it decent is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
We got standards here. I don't have any standards for me, but we got standards for the programs we put out. That's for sure.
Damn it.
Anyway, all right, I'm going to show you. I was going to give you some positive news. Kane calls for eliminating superdelegates. It's like a.
The ads on these things over the side are just cracking me up.
They are hilarious. They are hilarious. Love that shirt though. That is hilarious. That is just a new level of Because now with the parents see a thing to take this to wear this shit to your office parties and stuff. Is that like to wear the worst sweater ever? Anyway,
what have you been searching on?
Yeah.
What I don't know. That's right, because it is targeted advertising. Jeez.
Looking to replace Walter for the holidays. I can see.
I will be.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Melissa H. That's really nice. I want you to just take care of your small business and yourself, because But I really appreciate that. That's sweet. Whatever anybody can do. I don't know why. I'm not even going to get into why that stuff's on the side. I forgot about that targeted advertising. You want to know about something? Look at the ads. Mm-hmm. Know about somebody? My title for this though was like a whisper in a hurricane, right? Because it doesn't really matter. Well, we got one guy plus Bernie Sanders calling to end superdelegates. Yay. Yeah. Okay, maybe Tulsi Gabbard too. Okay, 3 people. Yay. Out of 5, 35. 3.
What about Elizabeth Warren?
I don't know. Maybe 4. Maybe. I don't know about Liz. I'm done with Liz. I'm pretty done with Kamala Harris too. Sorry. You don't get to call yourself a progressive. You don't get to say you're for single payer and then back Dianne Feinstein for government. That's hypocritical. That makes no sense.
And when she said she was behind the single payer, you should have listened her performance on stage. It was nearly an excuse that she was saying this. It was completely not Kamala Harris, and she was a candidate from in the first minute from the DNC, and this made her, in my opinion, not electable.
Yeah, she's not. She's establishment. What, Kamala? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thinking of both her and Diane. I'm just watching the conversation here. All right, so that's Tim. This is funny. Okay, this story would make me mad just because, cops. But actually this makes me feel good that there's something left in our system, although we're just running an ad here for Allstate. Let's let it finish the Allstate ad so I can stop the video. I just want to show you a headline. Really. There's the headline. Texas sheriff threatens to charge driver over a fuck Trump sticker. All right. The really cool thing about this is that he did it on social media, which was stupid. And the ACLU got involved. Because believe it or not, you can put the F word on your car. That's part of freedom of speech. You can say, fuck whoever. Right? Roy Moore could say, fuck little girls, put it on his car, and that would be okay until somebody said they were offended by it, and there has to be like a specific thing here. The ACL, there is a way that it can become offensive, because here's this. The words would have to tend to incite an immediate breach of the peace. So they would have to be so offensive that it caused people to riot. I can think of some phrases that might do that, all right? But the phrase, fuck Trump, is probably at this point going to elicit more praise than anything else. Obviously, this Texas sheriff did not feel the same way. Here's a picture of the asshole right there. So what he did was he threatened illegally. He threatened the driver of the vehicle, said if we could just reach, if the driver would just connect with us, I'm sure our prosecutor would be okay with this charge. Disorderly conduct, some bullshit. Basically saying, we're going to charge you with this if we find out who you are, which is bullshit, because he can't do that, because it's fucking illegal, you stupid fucking cop. And this is where cops, this is where they take their power and decide they can do what they can. The beautiful thing is the ACLU and legal system out there in Texas still has something intact, because they told him to shut up. And they told him, you can't do that. So the woman driving that truck around gets to continue driving that truck around with fuck Trump on the back. Good for her. And thank God there's a little sliver of like the justice system left in Texas somewhere. It's amazing. What were you laughing at earlier?
Well, they arrested her. They found her and arrested her.
That was for something different. That was
No.
for something. Yes, it was for something different. I read the entire article and went. She was arrested later on for something completely different. Unrelated charges.
Okay.
Unrelated charges.
Okay.
You cannot arrest somebody for putting fuck Trump in the back of there. Unfortunately, because she was profiled by the sheriff that brought to light the other charges.
Oh, arrested on an outstanding warrant. Ah.
Whoops.
Okay.
So if you're going to be bold enough to put bad words on your vehicle that might piss off the cops, make sure you have a clean record.
Oh man.
That's the other lesson, right? So maybe the cop, saying that has nothing to do with the cop,
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just telling you.
Good research there, John.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I was a little surprised myself. I was like, wait a minute. And that's
The
going to get
headlines
spun.
would have you. The headlines would have you believe differently.
Yep.
What a narrative.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Here's good news though. Mounting GOP retirements threaten House majority.
Ooh.
There are many, many, many dirty old white men retiring.
Yeah. Good.
Many, many,
Rats
many.
off the ship.
It's such a beautiful thing. I mean, I can't even go through the list and the reasons. I mean, some people are like, I'm just old, I'm retiring. Others are like, I just don't want to go through another year. They're like, I'm beat to shit. It's too hard to be a Republican. It's too hard to be an evil villain anymore. And it's really where
I got skeletons in my closet.
Right. Somebody's going to out me for groping a woman at some point. I mean, they all know it. They're like, I'm getting out now. I'm getting out now before the subpoenas hit. I'm getting out now before they see the writing on the wall. They know. Mm-hmm. They know they'll be much better off if they get out of public eye soon and get into the private sector where they continue being dirty old men. Right? If we continue this trend, if we continue highlighting the crap, thank you, ladies, for doing a massive job of eliminating a lot of slime fast. Long time coming. Thank you. Keep it up. I encourage. A lot of these dirty old white men are just going to leave because they're scared and they're like, I'm old, I've done my evil, time to go just be retired evil. It's great. I've retired home for evil white men. I look over here and I see mud flaps.
Naked lady mud flaps.
Yes. Let me go there. Naked lady mud flaps. Bye, Pat.
See you, Pat.
If the earth is flat, we have to stop using the word global. Right.
Fladle.
I know. But it was probably the global conference on flat earth, right? So they... Oh my gosh, that's funny.
We can see the flatality in it.
Yes.
That's bad. That's bad. The next story, though, is the highlight of the That's the highlight of everything. Just got to tell you guys. Orrin Hatch now has $3.4 million. And Orrin, I hope Orrin's one of the one quitting. He could barely handle his recent little battle there, his word battle. He got all flustered.
Oh, I know. Oh, yes. Doesn't, hard to get me this flustered, but yeah. Talking about the GOP tax plan. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah. This is my favorite story, though. I just got to be honest. This is real. This is the Navy Times. Penis in the sky. There's so many good songs you could do with this. You know, penis in the sky with fighter jets. You know, what do you spend $1 trillion on? So you can write a penis in the sky.
Oh my gosh.
Hey Goose.
I was kind of.
You got to put this as part of the new Top Gun, right?
Yeah. Kiss me, you bad boy. Put a penis in the sky for me.
I was thinking of you. Because remember,
what I was sharing with John before is that this was at the top of Google News for 2 days at the end of this week. So I work in PR. I've got a Google News feed of all of my clients going all the time, and then there's a top news thing, and this blue penis was at the top of Google News for 2 days.
Oh my gosh, this makes the village peoples in the Navy so much better.
And I think the pilot got some trouble for doing this.
He did. He got grounded.
But if he was a little bit clever, he could say no. It is a cowboy hat. It is a Stetson. You know, it is not a Stetson. Or it's
all hat, no penis.
It's the first part of the 10 Commandments. I hadn't the time or the stuff to do the other one next to it. You know.
No. Right. I like fly me to the penis zone.
Yay, Trisha.
Very good. So I guess maybe they're just getting ready and excited for the movie. Maybe that's it. I don't know. In the first one, it was, can I buzz the tower? Now it's, can I draw a penis? No, Maverick, you may not draw a penis around the aircraft carrier. Aw.
And don't get butthurt about it.
Right, just don't get butthurt. But Goose got to draw a penis. Sorry. Anyway, I shouldn't be going there because Anthony Edwards was Goose. He just recently stated he was molested. All right, so now I'm going to get in trouble for being insensitive. Jesus.
No.
Another reason why we can't do the show anymore because we're starting to be noticed by other groups. Then I don't want them coming on. Well, we heard you did a show with candidates. We saw this one called Awake, and we just don't want to work with you. That's that's what I'm worried about.
They cannot say this.
Sure, they could.
We have a disclaimer, damn it. We're protected.
Jeffrey Pearson nailed it. That's what. Anything I say now is just going to be innuendo. But look what he sends his Viagra commercial photo up. I mean, maybe that's what they were doing.
They're looking up.
Jet engine sound going in there, and be selling tons of it. Remember the Navy
we're doing Awake, Julie. We're doing Awake today.
Right.
Just today.
Yeah. Just once a week.
Saturday.
That's all.
Hey, December 3rd, it will be our 1-year anniversary of Awake.
Wow.
From our first episode. That's the longest running show we've had so far.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Continuously running show.
Really? I thought the Real News. Well, maybe not. Anyway.
No, Real Newsroom just went from February to the primaries. So
wow. Good. All right. Cool.
Oh.
Cool.
It just seemed longer because it was 7 days a week.
How much is that doggy innuendo? That's terrible. Jeez, Trisha, you're really bad. You're really bad.
Oh, Lynn just came in. Gee, when did I pop in?
By the way, remember the Navy gets all the Viagra it needs. All the military does. So maybe they're just showing that they're flying high. It's full mast at the Navy. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, God. Thank you.
A lot more shows. Yes. Only, what is the cutoff for the ACA?
December 5th. December 15th.
And they're seeing record enrollment?
Yeah, up 45%, I heard.
All those people that hate it. All those people that can't wait to see it explode. Yeah. Fucking asshole.
Get in while you can. Get your physical. Get everything you can, because who knows? Yeah, but people's, again, their premiums are just crazy going up.
Right.
I feel so so fortunate that I have insurance through my company.
Yeah, I agree. What holds the record number of programs, Al? I don't know. What, for our channel? I don't know. Probably Bernie rallies. Really.
Yeah.
Be the main thing.
The Real Newsroom racked up a lot because that was 7 days a week for months.
It did.
We've been...
So it didn't run the longest amount of time, but Laura's right. It probably had the most number of episodes. Because we cracked 100 in like 3.5 months.
Yeah, with a good amount of rallies, Bernie rallies already.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've had 31. We've had 31 We the Peoples this year. Just not the old We the Peoples. 31 candidates so far.
Yeah.
That's
More to
big.
come.
Bigly.
Bigly.
That's why I look so great today. Like a freaking old rug that's been driven over and shit on. All right, here, let's just talk about some other things. This is a good thing. Really quick, another instance of what?
I'm looking at the dog t-shirts.
I don't know where the fucking dog t-shirts come from or why the hell they're in there. I have no freaking idea. And then Ed Schultz underneath, right? I don't know. St. Louis police can't use chemicals on nonviolent protesters. Judge, well, isn't that nice? The thing here is
that's big of them.
There's a plane crashing into things. There's all such a great ads that go on this stuff. This is the important part. Evidence, both video and testimony, shows that officers have exercised their discretion in an arbitrary and retaliatory fashion to punish protesters for voicing criticism of police or recording police conduct. That's against the fucking law. So again, it's good to see that we have a judicial system that is reminding the police their place, reminding them who they fucking serve, reminding them who their employer is. That would happen to be all the citizens you maced. Cops are going to learn their place. It's going to be hard, but we need to retrain our cops to not be assholes. That's just what it comes down to. I think they're all wonderful human beings somewhere inside. They've been trained to be assholes to the people that pay for their jobs. So, thank you, St. Louis. Again, judicial system. I'm surprised. It's like one day the judicial system does something amazing. The next day it does something you're like, why would they do that? I don't know. What else? This is funny. This is Cards Against Humanity. Did y'all see the Cards Against Humanity wall thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Did you guys drop $15 on it? I didn't. I want to.
Okay.
$15, you can own a piece of the non-wall. Right. I actually. Yes.
Me too. As a German, I would love to have a piece of Trump.
Can you buy Cards Against Humanity in Germany?
I will try.
I imagine you can.
Try.
I don't know how it works. If you can do it, great. Do it. I'd love it.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could actually crowdsource the purchasing of all the land, or as much of it as we can. And then let's go talk to Vicente Fox. Not that he's the president or anything, but let's talk to him because he seems to be a good representative of Mexico at this point. And let's just say if he can, we buy the land on our side, and then Mexico takes that land on their side and designates it like a DNZ, and we build circular parks, right? That basically say, fuck you to the concept of borders. People are free to enjoy these parks, even though they're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But you know what I mean? I just think we should utilize that space. Maybe we maybe we buy the land and we talk to Mexico and we build solar farms together as a co-op on these lands. We need to do something with it besides just have an empty space. You know what I mean? Because otherwise Trump will be like, well, then we need to put 1 billion soldiers right there or buy some missile defense system and put it in the empty spaces. He'll do something dumb like that. Celtic Barb, I know you crowdsourced a car. I thought that was pretty amazing. Watch that happen. Jay Pearson is asking about Yasser. And that's interesting to bring that up before we run the Cards Against Humanity. The video of the Syrian refugee that Marcus conducted, great, excellent video. You don't know German, you don't know what the hell he says. You can't use the YouTube translator. It blows. It's just terrible. There is crowdsourced. There's a way, basically, I set it on crowdsourced contributing of translation. So if you know German, if you can translate German to English, you can you have to log into YouTube, but then you can contribute some subtitles, right? And then Marcus can look at them and make sure you didn't just write like, the right-wing manifesto instead, and because that could happen, I wouldn't know. And then we'll put it up there. But that's a new thing we can do, and that you get credit for doing it in the system. And we'd love to, of course, we'd give you tons of credit. But anybody that can do that, Marcus doesn't have the time. It's about 34 minutes of interview.
No, not that much. 30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay. 30 minutes of interview, yeah. So anyway, thank you, Marcus, for doing that. That's really badass.
Yeah, and it was I had it so long in my drawer, and as John says, I don't find the time to translate it all to English. And yes, maybe this is a chance that maybe some people say, okay, we wanna do this, and we would be very grateful if this could happen.
Yes. All right, moving on. We're gonna listen to this. Cards Against Humanity, because I thought this was just a great idea.
In the early part of the 21st century, Donald Trump had just been elected President of the United States. The American empire was in decline. After decades of global supremacy, the people had become lazy and stupid.
And if you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
The country seemed to be hanging by a thread. But then, a small card game company from Chicago, Illinois, known as Cards Against Humanity, launched a bold campaign to save America. These scrappy comedy writers would come to be hailed as saviors by the American people. They stopped Trump's border wall, solved the problem of fake news, and ended the creeping scourge of homework.
The struggle was real. Things just kept getting worse. And then it happened. Cards Against Humanity announced this crazy holiday marketing campaign, and it only costs $15.
On the first day of the campaign, Cards Against Humanity purchased acres of land on the U.S.-Mexico border and didn't build a wall on it. They retained a law firm to fight the United States government and prevent them from ever building the wall.
Everyone who signed up for the promotion was given a small portion of the land. That way together, they owned it. The government would have to take them to court and fight in order to put up the wall. Now, this was just day one of the campaign. There were still 5 more days of incredible surprises, all for just $15.
So how did the promotion work? It was simple. People used the internet, a popular technology at the time, and typed in www.cardsagainsthumanitysavеsamerica.com to sign up. What would follow was an incredible barrage of gifts and surprises that captured the heart of a nation.
Pretty
That was
awesome.
awesome.
Yes.
I like the patriotic ending.
Yes.
The whole thing is very patriotic. Very patriotic.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
It's very patriotic. I like that. Now, I was gonna do $15 on that today, but instead, in a whim, because Wikipedia stuck an ad in my face, I gave them $20. So we use Wikipedia a lot, and Wikipedia, in my opinion, is a great source. Shouldn't be your only source, but it's a good initial source, and we get a lot of our data on candidates, past and present, from there. So. I don't know if you guys know that, but out of the donation monies that I get from Patreon, I do put some of it to organizations like WikiLeaks, like Wikipedia, like it just depends on what I'm feeling at the time, and if I've got $20 to spare, or $10 or whatever it is, Democracy Now, right? Because we have to. We all have to do that, right? You have a few extra bucks, and I hit you up for it too. Right? And we're going to be hitting people up for it on the 26th. These candidates that we're running, the candidates that we're running, they're winning. We see that we can get a lot of progressive wins, right? With all the hard work that we're doing. As we get into the primaries, it's going to get way harder because all of these establishment and Republican candidates that haven't been doing anything, no groundwork, right? They're just working with lobbyists. They're just collecting cash. And when it comes time for the events, it comes time for the primaries to really start next year, they're just going to load up on commercials. Boom, 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 right? Who do I need to buy off? What kind of commercial do I need to create to push that person in the dirt, right? How do I that's basically what they're going to do. They're saving up their money for their war chest. We have to provide a war chest for our candidates, right? And if you can't donate, then you have to do something. I urge you all to do something.
Call it a peace chest instead.
Peace
I think
chest?
a peace chest. Nice. What don't you think?
Well, I know. I know you like the idea of calling it peaceful, but I don't. I get it, but we wage war. Whatever you want. Peace chest. Fine. You can call it that. Whatever you want, Laura.
I'll call it that. Thank you.
Whatever. They need a stash.
Yeah.
Iron Stash needs a cash stash. He's got a decent sized one, actually. You see how it is. You guys see how it is. And I appreciate all you're doing. That's another reason why doing the Awake Show isn't exactly it's us. We have a church of like 300, right? And that's great. And I love you all. And once a week we can get together and we can praise ourselves for what we do and cheer each other on and have a good laugh, right? And get angry at some things together. Other than that, we got to be doing things that are bringing in a lot more people, that are helping to raise a lot more money or raise attention or raise voices or support the candidates. And that's, here, I'll show you. Nobody's seen this yet. Super secret.
Wow.
Now I can pull up the right thing. Is that it? No, here's the right thing. Here we go. Here's the itinerary. The itinerary. Is that such a British word? Itinerary for the Town Hall for Progressive Democracy. Doors open at 1 p.m. The live stream will start. That will be me. And I think, we're going to see. We got to test some tech. Maybe Laura will be able to join us in that as well, but she may be running around doing things. Marcus will be with me, but we're not going to do on camera. It's going to be voice only.
Yes.
And we're just going to show stuff and we're going to get in radio voice and make sure it sounds all nice and mellow and just announce what's coming up next in the program. The first hour will be music that Marcus has put together, some wonderful selections. You heard some of those yesterday. And then I've got some candidate videos and some other things to run in between there. So we'll listen to some songs and then we'll play some video. It'll be fun. Then at 2 p.m., the main program starts, and that's Larry Taylor and Eileen Reevy. I don't know Eileen, but Larry says she's she gets everybody pumped up. She's a good speaker. So they're going to start the program. And then our opening speaker, who runs about 20 minutes, will be Joanne Hardesty. And then our main speaker will be Gail McLaughlin, who we've had on We the People. Joanne is running for a position on the Portland City Council. Gail is running for Lieutenant Governor of California. And then we have testimonies from multiple people, and I haven't done the best with organizing these folks. I got to get what they're running for. Maria Garcia is running for a position. Sarah Smith, we know, is running in Washington for a district title. Casey Jama, I don't know what he is running for yet. He's local Oregon. And Mike Ellison as well. Don't know who that is yet, but running for a position. These are all people that Larry and Mary have set up. And then there's an announcement about a Native American caucus in Oregon. I believe it's the first that's going to happen, and that's really cool. Right? And then we'll have the donation ask. And this is where, for those of you online, we want you to save. If you're going to donate $2, $5, $10, 27 million bucks, well, whatever, 1,000, 100, whatever you can donate. This is when we'd have you do it online as well. Be following us with the hashtag Ready for 2018. We'll be having a conversation there. And we want to see you post. I just donated to Gail, hashtag Ready for 2018. We're going to recognize that on the air. And we're going to do this for about 10 minutes. And they'll be doing the same thing in the event. We'll show screenshots of that. And then Larry will introduce Nina Turner, who will come out and just blow everybody away. And then that ends this live stream. Right after that is a one that's not as exciting at all. Right after that is the actual Progressive Caucus live stream that's going to happen. We're going to end this one and then go to the Progressive Caucus. There won't be anything fancy about that. It's just going to be a camera on what they're doing. It's a bunch of meeting stuff. But if you want to watch it just to see what goes on, Larry is I don't know if you watch the PDPO show. Larry is a credentialed Robert's Rules of Order guy. So he knows how to conduct a meeting very properly, like British freaking proper, all right? Let's have a proper meeting. And he knows, so it's really cool because he makes sure the meeting stays organized and run and everybody gets to do things and say things. He's really good at that. And so if you want to see how it should be done in terms of running a meeting with Robert's Rules, Larry's a good example to watch. And I know there's a lot of stuff they're going to go over. I have no idea how long it's going to be. In the future, we will not be tying a monthly meeting or a quarterly meeting of the caucus with a badass event with Nina Turner. Maybe separate things. and maybe we'll work on making the quarterly caucus meetings more exciting, bringing some live music and other stuff. Right?
And Ashley and Larry and I will be there in person in Portland.
Yes.
And making the journey up, so that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And other
Bringing
people,
my entire
Eco Sutra, right?
setup.
Yeah.
Eco Sutra's coming.
Yeah, who else is coming?
And we've got Supreet coming down with Sarah Smith's campaign. And a lot of people, because since Sarah's coming down, so we've got the Washington contingent, we've got the California contingent, and we've got obviously the local Portland contingent. So it's going to be very exciting.
Yes, and this alludes to what we were talking about earlier with Laura. With everything that we've been bridging, we have, including North Carolina, which is kind of out there as an outlier in getting going, we have the Western Wall in terms of progressive media and progressive unity. We are working with Nevada, we're working with Washington, we're working with California, we are Oregon, and we are a group, right? That is, we're all of these states will be producing shows for all 4 of those states, and that becomes powerful. Because once they get rolling on their shows, then we can start cross-feeding, right? We can
in
start
Slack,
doing
we named
stuff.
it Progressive Pacifica.
Progressive, yes.
Or Pro-Cifica, as Frostos came up with, which I thought was rather brilliant. But that sounds a little bit like a drug. So Progressive Pacifica is what we're calling it. Because it really is. It's a contingent, and all these people all know each other, like each other, support each other, and it's a really great group of energy that I think will grow beyond just these shows that we're doing.
Absolutely. Very exciting. Very excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving on. I just had to show this for fun. Remember Bodie McBoatface? Well,
yeah.
You can't even see the article. Here, let me bother to frame it. You can see the title. Sydney Ferry named Ferry McFerryface after public poll.
Yes. Yeah.
Isn't that nice? I thought that was great. You're a dying species on a planet in the middle of a drastic climate crisis. You might as well have some fun naming your stuff. Might as well. Look at this sticking out. It's sticking out here. It's totally unprofessional. This is why we're going to do more audio. If we're doing more for the revolution, I don't want them to be like, oh gosh, it's that guy.
That sweater.
I want to be the voice of the revolution, not the.
You even have your old Levi's sweatshirt on. That is,
I know.
Iconic for you.
It's Saturday. Can I just be honest, everybody? It's cold. It's foggy. It's rainy, crappy here, and there's a fire going, and I just wanted to curl up and watch stupid television and do nothing today. And unfortunately, I have to do a whole bunch of shit today. It's like, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm going over to Ash's house today. This will be fun. Yay. We're almost done, I promise.
Maybe a piece of birthday cake is still there for you.
That's true. Yeah, maybe. That's true. Ash was working hard on his birthday. He was being frustrated by technology. Oh, thanks, Julie Love. I appreciate that. You guys, Walter or bust. That'll be the ultimate testament. Walter ends up in the Smithsonian. That would be, if this. No, actually, instead of going, I'm not going to have standards that high. I just want to see the Smithsonian survive America. That would be nice, because at this point, my guess is it'll be defunded and gone in a year. So, what Melissa H. Wright, Propecia. That's what it sounds like. And I just want to make one quick shout out to Seth MacFarlane, who I know loves watching my show. I love The Orville. Thank you for making me the one show that makes me feel like I've gone somewhere else just for an hour. Thank you. Stranger Things is good, but it makes me worried. The Orville, I'm just where I'd rather be. And I get the feeling that you created the show for yourself for that purpose as well. You're like, I'm never going to get the Earth I want. It's fucked. I might as well do a show that's the fantasy that I've wanted since I was a kid. You succeeded, Seth. Thank you. I enjoy it. So, yeah. Anyway, here's a map of all the places that have been affected by climate change, where climate change has had an influence on weather. Okay. I'm going to zoom it in because I just want you to see that there's a fuck ton of dots on North America. All right? Let's just get in there. You can't even see them all. Okay? That's not Mexico, and it's not most of Canada. That's North America. Keep voting Trump. Or Republican. It's not even about Trump. Republican. This is going to be fun, though. I suppose I should out-zoom before I go to the next page. There. I just Janine-ed a page. This is a total distraction, but I wanted to give you guys something to really laugh at. We were talking about education the other day with whoever the guest was. We were talking about education with. I really got into it on We the People. Damn, I'm not going to remember. Shit. Anyway, somebody were talking. We always talk about education.
Constance.
Get a Newton.
Was it Constance? But it was somebody who was actually an educator before that. But anyway, yeah, we talk about everybody. We're talking about the Constance. And how poor it is it's boring. When I was a kid,
Marshall, I think.
It was a Jenny. When I was a kid, I found education boring. Even the schools that were supposedly for kids that thought education was boring were mostly just distracting. All right. In terms of comprehensive education that a 21st century brain should have, we got nothing close. Not even the good stuff going on over in Germany and other. We're not even close. We should be so much farther than we are with how we educate our children, and we're not. But what I love about this has nothing to do with the quality of our education. Really, it's just how bored kids are in class. Some of these are beautiful, wonderful drawings. If we had a great education system, these kids would be rewarded for their drawings, and we would move them into something that encouraged that, at least in my view. All I'm going to show you, and most of these come out of Japanese textbooks, all right? So it's just... and they've put different titles on these. We're just gonna have fun and look at them. So that's see where that came out of. The guy's hair. It's cute. This is probably my favorite. Neanderthalica. I mean, you guys remember the dumb pictures when you were studying human history? I didn't have Metallica to do this with, but that's just fucking beautiful.
That's hilarious.
It is. It kind of, I mean, not even going to go there. Found this in physical education. I mean, that's basically, this child is more interested in physics because they're showing what happens if you don't stop. Here's the carry on of motion. if there was no friction or gravity, right? Here's someone just added the last element of surprise. Thought that was cute. It's an oldie.
Yeah.
This is great though. Just speaks for itself. How many of you have lost a bathing suit? How many dudes have lost a bathing suit in a pool? Right. The one thing you don't have to worry about, we can thank shrinkage for.
Yes.
This may be the best ever, though. Can you see the Patrick?
Yeah.
As a math guy, I just thought that was beautiful. Be a star. Patrick Starfish is figure 4. Which is actually just some nice algebra going on there. Almost done. Very good. This one's really good.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's terrible. This is really good. And the caption is, it explains everything. Because it really does.
For those of you watching on a podcast, sorry.
Yeah, I know. Oh, shit, podcast people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Apologies. One reason we should probably share these things. Well, you can get all the links. Let's see. This is actually really nicely artful.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that reminds me of like a 50s kind of art thing, the way that I just thought that was cool. That's cool.
Betty Boo, right? A little bit Betty Boo-like.
Betty Boop?
Kind of like the mud flap girl, mud flap girl too. Yeah.
Kind of. I
We've
just
got these
thought that was
themes
cool.
running through today's show. They're just cracking me up.
They are. This one's was it?
Very good.
Yeah. I mean, that's some skills right there. That's some serious skills.
Selfie stick.
And then finally we have this one, which is that's well done. But anyway, just had to share those with you. When you live on a dying planet with a dying species, or a self-correcting planet, I should say, it's not dying. Anyway, it's good stuff. What else did I have to talk about before we get to our song? I just want to make sure I covered everything today. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you want to have a good laugh, go to the next Flat Earth conference. It's hilarious. What did you say, Laura?
I told you.
I think you got everything. I'm looking at the.
Oh, great.
I'm pretty sure that the majority of those who attended the Flat Earth thingy were there for satire or for fun purpose.
I don't know. You give America too much credit.
Because I would go,
Maybe some people that flew from Europe were there. There's probably some people from your political party there, just to get content.
Maybe, yeah.
Thank you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed those. Melissa, everybody else, where you're here. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Marcus did a beautiful job. We're going to get out of here now because I got a lot of stuff to do. We got a person we're going to meet, and then I got to go off to Ashley's and get this stuff ready for today. We're gonna go out with a song that Marcus picked that I had not heard this particular version. I think I'd heard other versions like Marcus had of If I Had a Rocket Launcher, and it really wasn't significant to me. This version though just like hit me. It was like, holy shit, like wow. I don't want to get into a deep discussion about the violence being good or bad or whatever. I just really enjoyed hearing what, Marcus? Yes. What do you want to say?
The background story behind is that he was witnessing over a longer period some fight or war, and it didn't move forward. There were more and more victims, and the negotiations between the war parties, it never ended, and there were every day more and more victims, and this made him so desperate that he was calling for a rocket launcher, to solve all this. This is no call to the arms. This is his pure desperation in this situation. Absolutely.
I hear it totally, and I get it, right? That's I guess what for me it embodied the. It's frustration. It's pure. That's exactly what we feel. It's like this is so. With everything going on with the government right now, everything going on with the United States government, I should say, with where we sit in terms of our crisis of our planet, right? And kind of the crisis of humanity, which is do we continue to be enslaved for profit, or do we rise up and decide we are going to work together for a better place, right? It's really frustrating when you recognize the vast majority of the populace is fighting a very few people with all the resources and all the control. And I just thought to myself, I listened to the words, I'm not a person of violence. I'm a person who has a hard time honing their violent anger and frustration at people that are doing things that are horrible and horrendous to other people, right? Honing that into something valuable. And so I love the idea of if I had a rocket launcher, yes, we'd get some shit done. while it makes you feel better for a moment in your frustration, it also makes you realize the futility, right? And so it's just it's where we sit. We have to slug that uphill all the way.
Indeed.
Uphill all the way. Thank you guys for helping us get there. Thank you, Laura Marcus, for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, as always. My favorite day of the week.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. So Larry Taylor may be doing a quarterly. This is another one of these Democratic quarterly meetings. I don't even know where this one is. I think it's in Portland. If depending on how things go, because Larry is a rabble rouser and he likes to get things rustled up there because he speaks the voice of progressive values in a very establishment Democratic Party of Portland, right? So if there's hot stuff going on, if Larry can find a good place to bring us a report, we may do a special report tomorrow at some who knows when time for PDPO as the episode. Otherwise, there will not be an episode tomorrow. All right. So thank you all. Here we go. Bruce Cockburn. Apparently the original version of this. What?
Coburn.
Not according to this.
Well, no, that's how his name is pronounced, Bruce Coburn.
I didn't know this.
We had a long debate about this beforehand, and I looked it up.
I had no idea.
Yeah?
As I said, apologies, Bruce. We'll just stick with Bruce.
Bruce.
And, I'll put the overlay on it, which is just Bruce. But with his name spelled the way I pronounced it, phonics.
Here comes the helicopter, second time today. Everybody scatters and hopes it goes away. How many kids they've murdered, only God can say. If I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, I'd make somebody pay. I don't believe in guarded borders, and I don't believe in hate. I don't believe in generals or their stinking torture states. And when I talk with the survivors of things too sickening to relate, if I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, I would retaliate. On the Rio La Canton, 100,000 wait to fall down from starvation or some less humane fate. Cry for Guatemala with a corpse in every gate. If I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, I would not hesitate. At least I've got to try. Every time I think about it, water rises to my eyes. Situation desperate, echoes of the victim's cry. If I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, if I had a rocket launcher, some son of a bitch would die.